What it do, YouTube? Today's video, I want to chime in with a quick impromptu video. In today's video, I want to talk about various topics. I want to talk about Soylent Green 2022. I want to talk about uh, bills being rewritten. I want to talk about all different types of stuff. I want to talk about food shortages, all that. I'm saying all this right in the beginning because I need to catch motherfuckers' attention instantly. You know what I'm saying? Through yesterday, day before yesterday, I dropped like what 3, 4 videos back to back talking about real topics. Now, of course, I already told you, I am shadow banned. If you don't know what that means, basically that means YouTube hides your channel and your videos out of the algorithm. And probably some of my older videos are in the algorithm because I did so many videos. I got over 2,500 videos. I did so many videos that I go look through my shit and I'll be like, damn, this shit actually came back and got 10K views a year later. Like, like shit like that. Like, what the fuck? I remember when this video only had 15 views. So, like, I guess it pick and choose. YouTube pick and choose what videos they want in the algorithm. Uh, my new videos ain't it, I guess. That shit funny, but um, the thing is like this, right? I drop these videos. I'm speaking nothing but true facts. Nothing but true facts, right? The videos barely get any likes. They barely get any views. Am I upset with that? No, because for every view, I already got 10,000 views for that one view. You know what I mean? So I don't really give a fuck about that. But it's just funny how YouTube works. Like when we talking about, I'm not gonna say stuff that don't matter, but when you're talking about like mass shootings and you talk about other stuff like that, because unfortunately, like I said, we in the mass shooting season right now. We in the mass shooting season right now. So reporting on those videos, I'm not saying it's bad, but that's pretty much what they want people to report on because that's following their agenda. You see what I'm saying? So when you talk about rewriting laws and legislations and stuff like that, they gonna shadow ban those videos so quick. But when you talk about shit that they want you to talk about, like you got a lot of people that's exposed in the mass shootings right now, and it's not disinformation or misinformation. It's really like true facts and stuff. It's just that's the narrative that the media is trying to paint right now. Like they give all attention to they give all their attention to shit like war, beef, um, motherfucking mass shootings, anything that's like negativity and they got something to do with segregation and division and dividing and conquering, they gonna push that narrative more. You see what I'm saying? That's just what they do. But the thing is, we currently live in the Soylent Green. If you haven't watched that movie, I said this in my other video, but it barely got any traction. So, but go check out a movie called Soylent Green. It's based like in the 70s, 80s, pretty much. Basically, it's basically talking about Monsanto, how the Supreme Court is gonna allow a company that used to make fucking chemicals and plastics get into the food making industry. But the thing is, they not making regular food. They making plastic foods and like 3D printed foods, and genetically modified organisms. They like to turn inanimate objects or different things into food products. You see what I'm saying? So that's where we at right now, to the point where we're in a food shortage. And I personally think they use like this war and stuff and these mass shootings as a distraction, to keep motherfuckers thinking everything normal the whole time we running out of food. Cause like I was saying, I was supposed to do a video on this. I was supposed to do a video on this, but yeah, I think I just incorporated it into one of my other videos. But yeah, that's what's going on. It's like massive food shortage, and a lot of WalMarts are closing down too. And the crazy part about it is they not publicizing that. Like they might say it every now and then. They may say it every now and then. Oh, food shortage here. Oh, we can't get baby formula. All this different stuff like that. So what are they gonna start doing? Soylent Green shit, Monsanto shit. They gonna start cutting corners, and the fucking food that we grew up eating, the snacks and all that, is missing certain ingredients. So when you eat that shit tastes off. And notice how some shit tastes a little bit sweeter than it was. Some stuff tastes a little bit all plain and nasty aftertaste and all that because they taking certain chemicals out and putting certain chemicals in and vice versa, and it's just fucking with people. Excuse me. Then you got this war shit that's going on. Like I think they all just getting us ready for the purge because it's like you have to remember the people who's in office right now. They are actually not presidents or VPs or treasurers or secretaries and stuff like that. They are really a corporation called the United States. Called the United States. But this continent is North America, aka Turtle Island. They just put the United States on it. They are a corporation sent from the CFR, which is the Council on Foreign Relations. You see what I'm saying? And they was put in power by the government, aka the Pope, aka the Queen, to destroy the chosen children of North America, and a lot of them are scattered in South America as well, and throughout the islands and the Caribbeans and all that shit like that. The chosen ones are scattered everywhere, but they mainly trickle in North America. So, to make things differently, they had to throw this country off. They had to throw the fundamentals and shit off. Because notice how our forefathers, right? Notice how our forefathers wrote in certain laws and legislations that was for the people, by the people. Meaning that you got a Second Amendment right to bear arms, not to go do no stupid, dumb shit, but to to be able to bear arms, to be able to be equipped along with your military. So if it is a domestic terrorist, aka one of these corporation people that's been elected by the electoral college to be the so-called president, or former presidents or whatever, what I'm saying, these dignitaries and all that shit, they are appointed by the popes and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like witchcraft, Freemasonry, and all that shit. So these people that you think really lead, they ain't even really leading. They really taking orders from somebody else. Real talk. But you think everything says, I mean, you can find a little bit of stuff, but not really. But 98% of everything says made in China. Who you think owns China? I mean, my bad, I'm tweaking. Who you think owns America? I mean, the United States. See, the Chinese government, they know who the real citizens of America is, but we've been so brainwashed and snatched away from our identity. But a lot of people starting to find their identity again, but we've been snatched away from our identity for so long and detached from the earth and detached from our land to the point where we think this is the United States the whole time. This is America, aka Turtle Island. And they put their distractions in the media by any means necessary so people won't really see what's going on. But excuse me. And check this out. I know a lot of people gonna say, well, every time I go in the grocery store, everything looks the same to me. The meat aisle is stocked, and it might be a few things missing and all this shit like that. When I go in the stores at night, I see the people restocking the shelves and all that shit. Yes, because some areas, some higher class areas, you know what I mean? Not even necessarily elite areas, but some higher class areas and shit. You know what I mean? Like, they just got more money to get access to all the best and the realest shit. See, I'm gonna break this shit down for you. See, see, a lot of the stuff that you getting out here, and not just you, but me, everybody out here, but I'm pretty much aware of this, so I kind of know what to get, what not to get. But sometimes these people can fool you. You know what I mean? Hold on, that's a fucking glare. Sometimes these people can fool you into thinking that you getting the right foods. But like, for example, when you shop at the dollar store, and ain't nothing wrong with shopping at the 99-cent store or the little Dollar General and all that shit like that. But the thing is, let me tell you why they have these Dollar Generals and shit. Yes, it's a budget option for people who might not be making that much money or whatever. But it's also just another kind of convenience store. But everything that's in a dollar store is artificially made or it has some type of defect to it. Whether the packaging, like the product inside might be perfectly fine, but the packaging, the date could be fucked up on it, goes to the dollar store. That's just like if you ever had like a agricultural job or like picking fruit. When you pick fruit and shit like that, because I used to pick raspberries in Australia, at this farm called Queensland Farm Management and Training. Shout out to them. But I used to pick raspberries out there, right? This was like what, September 20, September, yeah, like I think, yeah, September 2020, shit like that. I was doing it for a few months. And when you pick raspberries, the best of the best raspberries goes into the Driscoll punnet. I'm pretty sure you've been in a grocery store. You look at the raspberries and the strawberries. It's in a thing called a Driscoll's container. It's called a Driscoll's punnet. And all the best of the best raspberries goes into that punnet, and that shit goes into like the best grocery stores, the Walmarts, the Kmart's, the Costco's, and all that shit. Like the Ralphs, the Vines, the Jules Osco. You see what I'm saying? The Aldi's. Well, Aldi's is kind of like more like secondhand, but you get what I'm saying. And then you have like raspberries that have like little rips in them, or they might be a little bit soft because they're more ripe. They've been on the plant longer. Those are what you call secondhand raspberry punnets, and they will go to stuff like the fruit markets, places like Aldi's. Excuse me. Little different stores like that, like dollar store, shit like that, because they got some type of defect. It got a little rip in it, or they might not be as ripe or high quality as the Driscolls. That's why they put them in the dollar store and shit like that. So it's like the dollar store, a lot of that stuff is artificial. Like it's like artificial Snickers and shit. Because if you ever pay attention, you have to pay attention to detail. Like if you ever pay attention, you can see this. You can see that like if you had a real Snickers before, the real Snickers, first things first, is heavier. Just in weight. Just a little bit, like you could just feel it, like you could just feel a difference in it. Like it might not be like that big of a difference, but you can feel the difference. You get your artificial Snickers, it feels way lighter and it feels like hollow and shit. And when you bite into it, it's not as sweet as a real Snicker. It doesn't really taste the same. It's kind of like chalky. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, it replicates the Snicker and all that shit, but it's not. It's because they use artificial ingredients or they fucked up a certain ingredient in the Snickers and they like, okay, it's still good. Let's not throw this shit away. Let's just give it to the dollar store. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of the toothpaste and shit they be like selling in like dollar stores and these secondhand shops, it's not real. That's why it's so cheap. And that's what's really going on right now with the soil and green times. A lot of this shit not real, so they just mass producing it. Like, why you think a lot of the toilet paper is so thin and shit? But you got companies that still making super thick toilet paper. They just want an arm and a leg for it. You see what I'm saying? But if you want the best shit, then it shouldn't be a problem for you. You know what I mean? But if you don't even care, you just happy you got toilet paper, that shouldn't even matter for you either. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that's really what they're trying to do. Like it's just pretty much like a money making scheme, I guess. Like they making real products, but they don't have enough ingredients, and with all this stuff going on, I guess they don't have enough time and space or employees to get it out there as fast as they can and shit like that. So what they doing is, you know what I mean? They're just mass producing shit. You know what I mean? Just putting it out there, just putting it out there. Then, like I said, you got a lot of these companies that's putting out the real stuff, but notice it's less of it. So I think they're getting us prepared for the Hunger Games as well. It's like I think it's like a trilogy. It's like three in one. They get us prepared for the Purge. They get us prepared for the Hunger Games, and they also get us prepared for like World War III or some shit like that, or some biological, like biochemical warfare or some shit. But yeah, man, like real talk, like just look at it, cause when I put these real videos out here like this, notice them motherfuckers get overlooked. You start talking about real shit and what's really going on, shit gets overlooked. And if you really say something to piss Big Brother off, you know what I'm saying? Like if you really say something to piss Big Brother off, and they'll give you a fucking strike and take your shit down for a week, and you can't upload or post anything for a week. That's their way of silencing you. It's the censorship of Big Brother. You know what I mean? But it's just something to think about, man. Wake the damn up. More videos coming soon. Love yourself. Be yourself. Don't ever let nobody tell you you can't do something. Don't ever let nobody tell you you can't do something.